Hello, everybody. Welcome to Coach's Corner Podcast, the four-wheel drive show. Every Wednesday night, I'm your host, Coach Tripp. This is brought to you by Sandy Sansing Chevrolet. And on the right of your screen, my old high school teammate, Bill Pendock, Syracuse great defensive lineman, part of the four-wheel drive, a quarter. And Blaze Winterblow, another great defensive lineman from that Syracuse Orange Men team of the early 80s. Blaze went on to play 11 years in the NFL. And that's why he's not. Yeah, that's why he's not quite so right. But stay with us. Thanks for watching. We have a great show today. Hey, Billy, thanks for being on the show, man.
No, anytime, Paulie. You know that. We're here for you anytime.
He's the best. He's the best. That guy right there. He kept me safe for 4 years. Safe for 4 years. Yeah, 4 years. Not with the women. He tried to kill me with the women. But he kept me safe with everybody else.
Hey, listen, this show is going to be a blast. We got an interesting subject today. It's called Fourth Quarter Pledge. Okay, I want you to listen carefully. Kerry Good has been talking about fourth quarter of life. We'll talk a little bit about Kerry Good's show, Good and Faithful Servant, every Monday night. Kerry and I tackle subjects throughout his book. This week, it just so happened to be fourth quarter of life, so you want to go check that out. And we're going to dive into it. Let's go. This edition, of course, comes from The Long Shadow of Coach Paul Bear Bryant by Dr. Galen McCullough. He also wrote Victory in the Game of Life, which there are some quotes in this episode from that book as well. In the quiet of a dressing room before an Alabama football game, the players in crimson hear Coach Bryant saying, "You're not ordinary. You're something special. It's showtime. Show your class. You've got class, now show it." When at halftime, Alabama is behind on the scoreboard and the players are in need of a psychological boost, out of nowhere come unusual words of encouragement. Coach Bryant said, "We've got them right where we want them. We're going to find out what they're made of. Let's get ready to win the second half." And when I see players and coaches on the sidelines hold up four fingers at the beginning of every fourth quarter throughout this country, millions of them, I think about Coach Bryant. It is with him that tradition originated. The four-finger salute was not intended to simply indicate that it is the fourth quarter. The gesture has a much deeper meaning and a much richer tradition. For posterity's sake, it's important to note that the first team to raise those four fingers, the last 15 minutes displayed on the game clock, was won by Coach Bryant. Before that game began, he challenged us to a last period test. Coach said, "At the beginning of the fourth quarter, if you're willing to make such a commitment, turn to the stands, look at the crowd, and toward with the place where your mother and father are sitting. Raise your right arm, extend your four fingers on your right hand to signify your pledge to do everything in your power to see that your team wins the fourth quarter," unquote. Well, we had already been taught that close games are won and lost when both teams are tired and time is running out in the fourth quarter, and we were prepared for that scenario as well. Quote, "After you made that pledge to your parents," Coach continued, "turn to your fellow teammates and make that same pledge. Finally, look across the field to your opponent to know that you intend to win the fourth quarter. If in your heart you don't intend to do everything in your power to win that fourth quarter, or don't believe that you can, don't raise your hand," he said, "because we do not make a pledge that you do not intend to keep." Well, chances are the majority of players and coaches and fans ritualistically display the fourth quarter gesture today surely are not aware of its origin, meaning, or even significance. The pledge that became a custom in American football is, number one, an acknowledgement that the game clock is racing toward zero. Number two, a private and public commitment to put one's heart and soul to the test. Number three, an opportunity to honor the name of one's mother and father. And number four, a chance to see for oneself if it's up to the challenges that await you after football in the unforgiving game of life. Now, the Bryant fourth quarter pledge is just one of many innovations that made Coach Paul Bear Bryant a legend in his own time, and also just one of the fraternity building phenomena responsible bond that was created between members of his football family and our beloved patriarch. The ongoing connections that we harbor make it easier to picture that there's familiar silhouette of our coach and mentor standing on the winning side with that majestic goal line in the great beyond. Guys, fourth quarter pledge started with him way back in the early 60s, as Dr. Galen McCullough just captured. He was talked about a psychological boost in that. He talked about your mother, because he was big about taking care and calling and writing your mother. When players are losing, he talked about confidence and their ability to overcome. He boosted their morale. And when players are winning, especially in winning ugly, he must push, cajole, sell, ride them hard, and don't let up. So that's how Coach Bryant motivated, doing different.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that a great story?
Wow. Are we have any more timeouts left? Or are we in the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter? Are we in the last 2 minutes? We have any more timeouts? Are we heading in for a score to win, or are we holding on from losing, right?
Some of us are in the 2 minute warning. Fourth quarter.
2 minute warning, right, Billy?
Oh,
I'll tell you, man, the number one thing that pops out in my mind is believability. Believability. It is the statement being made coming from someone that is consistent and that you happen to believe in. He's believable. He lives whatever he says. The greatest coaches on the earth have always seemed to follow the same line. Whatever they say, they follow themselves. Whatever they say, you can believe in, because they seem to be consistent in that area.
Yeah.
I'm always amazed at people like Saban or Brian or Gunther Cunningham or Bobby Ross. Whatever they said, you have a tendency to follow, because, man, they were saying it all the time. And then in their private lives, they actually were praying to God. They were actually, talking to their mother. They actually had pictures of their mother in their office, their father, their brothers and sisters. If family was important, they were showing it everywhere. And when they were free, they were with their families. Believability.
Right.
That's what it's all about.
I got to believe in the message. Yeah, you got to believe in the message and believe in yourself. You can't make a pledge, without doing that. Billy, what do you think about the fourth quarter pledge? You see everybody doing it still, but they don't have any idea, what it really means. You hear coaches, right? I hear coaches say all the time, the fourth quarter is ours.
Yeah, I never, that was very interesting, and I never even thought about the whole thing until you brought it up. I see it done on TV, I see it, but I mean, when I played and when we played back then, I never gave it much thought. We talked about fourth quarter and stuff, but I mean, to hear the origination of it is very interesting and very enlightening, and we can take fourth quarter in sports and fourth quarter in life, and it's very similar, and when you think about it, and we never thought about it back then. I mean, I never, at 25, 22, 20, in those times in our life, you're thinking everything is the first quarter. Everything is first quarter. It never, the significance, I don't know about you two guys, but as far as game-wise, the game was running down, but you never thought about it in that tense. I never did.
Billy, I played for the man, and I didn't know it originated with him. I went and coached for 20 years, and I didn't know it originated from him.
This is
until like 10 years into my coaching. No, 10 years into my coaching career, I read this book, and that's when I found it out. But Billy, I want to touch on.
This is a heavy subject. This is a really heavy subject. I don't mean to cut you off, but this is a really heavy subject that, you're not necessarily going to have deep meaning in this fourth quarter philosophy and psychology with an immature human being. The person you're talking to has to have a certain degree of maturity. I think it means a lot more to a late college player in his junior or senior year or a pro player, because you start to understand that there's more to life than just four quarters and first downs and timeouts. You're starting to understand that there's actually a way to put meaning into these moments. And that's really what he's saying is make it meaningful, make it believable, draw upon things that really you don't want to live without and draw straight from it. I've shared this story before, but when I shared the stage with a fireman in New York many, many, many years ago, and he spoke about being below the rubble, being below the rubble with concrete laying on his chest for hours and hours before he was rescued. He spoke about how he survived, and he kept on picturing his family. He kept on drawing strength from his family to hold on for another hour, another minute, another second. And it's a deep thought that surface-oriented people have no clue. What are you talking about? And great football players are not surface-oriented people. They're deep. They're deep in the moment of the game to draw strength, to get to a place like a quarterback's position and put him on his back. I mean, you see it from great players. They turn it up. And when you ask them, how did you do it? They don't necessarily know how to say it, but they know what they feel.
Billy, Blaze, that's well said. Billy, I want to touch on a little bit what both of you guys mentioned. The fourth quarter of a football game is much like, Billy, you said it, much like the fourth quarter of your life. And this is only going to take a minute, but I want to read you the episode, a short episode that Carrie and I did Monday night, this past Monday night. You can archive it. It's called Living Life in the Fourth Quarter. We did it Monday night, but it's on Facebook and YouTube. Yeah, right. And Carrie says, life is made of four quarters: the young, the adult, the middle-aged, and the senior. We should be motivated to enjoy every moment of our lives. During college football season, you may notice a team raise their fingers in the fourth quarter when it begins. It is their way of saying the fourth quarter is ours. That is normally followed by a coach saying, dig deep, give it all you got, leave it all in the field, take nothing back to the locker room. Well, to do this, the players have to reach deep to reach their full potential by expounding every ounce of energy from their bodies. Now, by the fourth quarter of life, we've all made our share of mistakes. We have dropped passes, thrown an interception, fumbled the ball, missed blocks, blown coverages, and some of us even committed personal fouls. Yet it is the wisdom of fourth quarter of life that says, I have learned from my mistake and I am moving forward. The fourth quarter eventually comes in all of our lives, as Billy mentioned. The best competitors leave the arena with no regrets and nothing left in their tank. Your body says no, but your mind can reach deep down into the depths and pull out another round you didn't even know was there, like Blaze's friend. Your body can do amazing things, but folks, it's your mind that you have to convince. And that's what we're talking about. And that's what Coach Bryant was talking about. Your body can do amazing things in the fourth quarter.
Hey, Billy, remember when O'Leary would say, you know how I measure you? Remember when he would say, I know how I measure you. When I look at you and I want to know if you're really a player, what down and distance, what play is he looking at more than almost any play? First down? No. Remember that, Billy? It was fourth down. It was the extra point. It was the field goal block. It was those plays that you could easily take a play off that he decided to say, you know what? I'm going to measure your ass on those plays. Remember, Billy?
Yeah. That when you And you talk about, and I remember, the thing I think of, even it's a little bit apart from the fourth quarter is sudden change was a big thing that you were measured by. I mean, you look in somebody's eyes and you think about it, and you think about fourth quarter, you think about the last 2 minutes, you think about on a field situation of what's that guy next to you look like when you look in his eyes and you're up against it. I mean, you're up against everything. And
it is a team sport, right, Billy? It's a team sport, Paulie, and that team sport means what? The four-wheel drive gain their momentum from one another. Mental. This is all mental. This is not, oh, Jamie, I'm going to run faster than you. No, it is all mental. This game is a mental game, and if you have the ability to create energy from your thoughts, create ambition from your thoughts, create momentum from your thoughts, you're going to be much better off. I don't care if you're 2 inches shorter. I don't care if you run a 5'4". You're going to be a better player if your thoughts are such that it can draw more out of you.
Right. Paulie, Blaze.
Yeah, go ahead, Billy.
Blaze has got a great point. How, you think about fourth quarter, you think about where do you draw strength from? And he hit the nail on the head about drawing strength from the guys you're playing with. Now we move into fourth quarter of life. Where do you draw strength from in the fourth quarter of life? It's your family. It's your close friends that you can count on maybe one hand, maybe two fingers on one hand.
Yeah, that's consistently there for you. That's always there. There's no change about them because life has changed. Just like you said, sudden change in a football game. Guess what? I've gone through sudden change in my life. Okay, and how are you gonna face it? Right? Are you gonna pout, whine, and cry about it, or are you gonna stand up and face it and take on the challenge? Sudden change. That's why they talked about sudden change, because it was so important in a football game. And Coach Brian talked about sudden change all the time too. It's funny you guys mentioned that. We all three played for George O'Leary, so we know him really well. But Coach Brian and him are almost like Mel Moore said in this book, Crimson Heart. He said Coach Brian and Saban didn't look alike, talk alike, walk alike, act alike, anything. But between the ears, they were almost identical. And so that's the kind of mindset we had.
It's also about sparking that side of a player. To have him create these thoughts, sometimes you put a Billy Pendock near a Blaze Winter, not necessarily to get me to be more motivated, maybe to get me to loosen up. Maybe I'm so deep in thought that Billy would know that, hey, you're going to self-destruct on the other side of it. Sometimes you put a thought into a player from what you say or what you do that makes them get a little more serious. And it's chemistry, man. It's not just the individual out there on the field. And when I watched, for example, Syracuse University this past year, there is no chemistry on the defense. There is no pressure being put on another player. And what do? You see a team in the fourth quarter fall the hell apart. Fall apart because they are what? Mentally, they are checking out of the game, and they're already in the locker room mentally.
Right. Good point. Good point, all you guys, man. What a show. It's got to be one of our better shows in a long time. I really appreciate you guys for the input that you have and the knowledge and wisdom that you guys part. And watch Good and Faithful Servant Show with Kerry Good, man. You talk about wisdom. That guy is chock full of it. But love you guys, man. Love you guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Billy. I love you, brother. And Paulie, thanks for everything, man.
You guys stay safe.
Buddy.
I'll talk to you soon.
Bye, Billy.
Have a good holiday.
Bye. Wow. What a show, man. What a show. Unbelievable. Fourth quarter pledge. How did it start? Why did it start? What's the meaning? What's the tradition behind it? All is there for you. Make sure you share this show. Stay tuned for these important messages. Without these great sponsors, this just wouldn't be possible. Have a great sports week, everybody. So long.
When it comes to buying your next car, truck, or SUV, you need a team that puts you first. Here at the Sandy Sansing dealerships, we're proud to serve Pensacola and the Gulf Coast with the best selection, trusted service, and deals that work for your family. Just like great coaches build great teams, Sandy Sansing builds lasting relationships with every customer who walks through our doors. Because when it comes to finding your next vehicle, there's only one name to remember. Sandy Sansing can.
75 years of service in high tech today. It's Pensacola Glass Company at 433-8348. High tech is a term often applied to advanced services and products in today's marketplace. And today, glass is much more than a simple pane of brittle, see-through stuff we hit baseballs through when we were kids. Glass is now a product with unique flexibility in both performance and application. And Pensacola Glass Company is growing right along. That's Pensacola Glass Company at 433-8348.
Are you riding around in a filthy vehicle? Dirty car no more. Visit Ronnie's Car Wash today to get it shining in no time. They have 3 convenient locations with another coming soon. The unlimited monthly wash packages start as low as $14.95 per month with free vacuums, multi-purpose spray and towels. Visit them in Gulf Breeze, Navarre, Fort Walton, and soon Crestview. Don't wait, wash today. Be sure to see Ronnie's Car Wash on Facebook to see the latest specials and discounts. You'll be riding and shining in no time.
That's you trying to fix the plumbing yourself to save a few bucks. Doing things yourself doesn't always end well. The same goes for insurance. That's why Auto Owners works with local independent agents who tailor coverage to meet your needs and offer discounts for life, home, car, and business insurance. Because sometimes you need a professional to get the job done right. That's simple human sense.
When it comes to buggies and golf carts, nobody does it like Buggy Works. Hi, I'm JP Wibbs. We've got the largest selection of golf carts on the Gulf Coast. We have a brand new 10,000 square foot state-of-the-art service center and showroom to keep you rolling. We're right here in the heart of Car City at 5831 Pensacola Boulevard. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, Saturdays 9 to 3. Check us out at buggyworks.com. Buggy Works. Come by and see why we're the #1 Denago dealer in the nation.
My name is Steve Reynolds. I'm the manager and owner of Cordova Lanes, and we help keep your mind out of the gutter. Cordova Lanes is part of the community of Pensacola. Being here for 43 years, we've entertained more people than any other bowling center in the city. We sell fun for a living. Cordova Lanes is located at 2111 Airport Boulevard in Pensacola, behind Cordova Mall. Come on out and see us at Cordova Lanes Bowling Center. Thank you.
For 30 years, you have seen the orange Beck signs all over the Gulf Coast listing a property for sale or lease. Beck Partners is your trusted advisor in commercial real estate, property management, commercial and personal insurance. Senior Vice President David Valletto has been with Beck Partners since 1989. Take advantage of his wealth of knowledge by calling him today at 982-7352, 982-7352. Extensive experience in all aspects of leasing, sales, management, and site selection will make sure your expectations are exceeded.